Hi everybody, my name is Marlena Frank and I'm a YA fantasy and horror author, and I'm also a bullet journaler. This time I wanted to do something a little different. I often like to do tutorials for folks to kind of give them an idea of the kind of tools that I use to keep me on track with writing. And I wanted to show you a little bit about my bullet journal. This is something that has saved me so much since I started doing this back in, I think February of last year, because I had that was my first major release with Night Feeders coming out, and then I knew I had Stolen coming out this year, so I knew I had a lot to keep up with, a lot of deadlines, and I was like, I gotta find an easier way to keep up with all of this. So last year I did a lot of artwork, and this year I just couldn't keep up with it. I'm not an artist. I'd like to be, but I'm not that good at drawing, and it's just a lot of hassle for me to keep up with. I needed something that was more of a appointment book than an actual artistic bullet journal like you see so many times online. So let me show you a little bit about this. Of course, I've got my lovely Stranger Things sticker on the front, which I really love. Such an awesome show. Looking forward to season 2. Okay. But so you have a lovely little thing to keep track of the day and everything, and you can see that I haven't done a whole lot this week. It's Monday, but I want to kind of show you my layout. So I like to lay out my bullet journals in this fashion, with the beginning date starting on Monday, and then you see here Monday. So I've got this mapped out for June. I start out with Monday, and then I work through the weekday, and then I have Saturday and Sunday down here. For me, this has been the best layout for me to keep up with. It's simple, it's direct. I put the days of the week in here too to kind of keep me sane when it's middle of the week and I can't remember what I was doing. This has been the best way for me to keep up with things. I just finished doing my June setup today, and I thought I'd show you a little bit about how I set up my months. So this is my very simple June. I'll sometimes go through and highlight some of these with a color for the month. I've been so busy last month that I have not gotten a chance to do that. Up here you see my June YouTube videos, and I've mapped out each of the Fridays because I post new videos every Friday. Haven't planned out what I'm doing with them yet, so depends on what footage I have from various events. I've gone to events before, and the footage that I've gotten from it hasn't been that great, so I've been reluctant to use it. And then I've gone to other events, and the footage has been fantastic, and I've gotten 2 videos out of it instead of just the one like I normally would have. Down here I have my June WordPress posts. It's for my website. I, again, haven't been keeping up with that as well as I ought to be. And down here are my YouTube ideas that I try to keep up with. I had originally started out having YouTube ideas listed at the front of my bullet journal, but I had so many of them that I was like, there's no way, I can't keep up with that. Let me show you what my original, so this was my original YouTube ideas listing, and I was like, I'm gonna fill this up before the end of the year. And a lot of these I haven't even really, gotten to or had the time to work on, or I've decided that it hasn't been something I wanted to focus on at the moment. So being able to have a monthly location where I'm keeping track of these ideas has been super helpful for me, and then I can flip back through the previous months and see, what I did and what I think worked or didn't work. And then I have my June monthly goals here. So this is an area that it's a struggle for me to keep up with, just because I usually put my goals way higher than what I plan to achieve. It's more of a reminder of things. So like you can see for May, I've got my lovely Hufflepuff magnetic clasp over here that helps me to keep track of things. and you can see, for example, my YouTube videos that I've posted so far this month, and whether I've gotten them finished and when they're posted. My WordPress posts, more like ideas for them. These are all things I keep meaning to post up to my WordPress and just don't have the time. And then YouTube ideas. And then my May monthly goals are things that I need to get done, things that I know are coming out that I need to finish. And sometimes, like, you'll see I've got Geranium Festival in here, and I actually need to mark that off because I've finished that last weekend. Yay! I've got MomoCon coming up next weekend, and then I've got BookCon coming up the weekend after that. So I think I'm just so busy that there's a lot to go on. Then I've got my May to read list down here, and my reading list is always huge, you guys. I've just become to accept it at this point. I've recently finished Clouded by Envy by Candace, which was a really good book, and it's a really unique take on kind of the Dorian Gray and vampires, and it's fantastic. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. But my to read list is very long here, and I usually transfer that over to here to the new to read listing, and if I'm like listening to any other audiobooks or something, I'll add them on here as well. And finally, my MailChimp campaigns, which it's hard for me to keep up with. I've actually done several of my MailChimp campaigns this month because they get early views at things. I just had a recent cover update for one of my old ebooks that I just announced, and my Facebook Moonlight Wanderers group and my mailing list subscribers got to see first peek at it. So you know, those groups get early views, and I'll be like, oh, this is a big piece of information. This is a big announcement. I got to get this out there to them fast and get it out to them urgently, you know. And I'll forget to put it in my bullet journal, even though I'm actually doing it. So that's my bad as far as that goes. So yeah, this is just kind of an overview of how I set up my bullet journal, what works for me, what I find helpful. How everyone does a bullet journal is different. I like to keep track of everything from what I've eaten that day to what I need to get done for my writing jobs to what I'm doing in my work, meetings for work and things that I had scheduled. So it's kind of whatever I need it to be when I need it. And I also will probably go back through at some point and show you my word trackers for different books, things like that, because that's been very helpful to me. I'm actually writing the sequel to The She-Wolf of Kanta right now, longhand in a lovely journal, but it's harder for me to keep track of the progress that I'm making because it's in a journal and not with a word count tracker, you know. And I know I can estimate it, but I'm bothered by the fact that that's not accurate. I'm one of those people. So I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna have to sit down and like put down page number goals and work through it from there and make a tracker for that. So when I plan to do that, I might do that on my YouTube channel, and that way you guys can see how I do it and how I estimate it. If you would be interested in a video like that or any other like tools that I use with my bullet journaling and writing, please let me know. Leave me a comment, and I'll be happy to take a look at it. This is just, again, how I put my bullet journal together. And if you're interested in learning more about, you know, using a bullet journal for writing, want to know some tips and tricks, anything like that, again, just let me know. Please like and subscribe. I post new videos every Friday. Thank you for being here. Bye.